Tecolote Canyon was originally home to an Indian tribe indigenous to the area known as the Kumeyaay. They built shelter and hunted for food in the area. One of the first settlers who lived there in Tecolote Canyon was Judge Hyde, who built a home in the area farmed. So the concept of farming and the practice of it continued until 1872, until late 1953. Cattle usually grazed in the canyon because of its dense vegetation. The area was given the name Tecolote, or owl in Spanish, because it was home to birds such as owls, falcons, and hawks. Chaparrals are the least common biomes and are found on all non-predominant polar continents. Chaparrals are found in areas where cool ocean meets at high temperature landmass, like the Mediterranean and the Iberian Peninsula. Chaparrals are straddle lands characterized by their mild and humid climate in the winter and hot and dry summers. The average climate into winter, average temperature in Tecolote Canyon is between 57.5 degrees Fahrenheit and 69.8 degrees Fahrenheit. The average annual precipitation is 10.4 inches.
Predominant vegetation found in chaparrals such as Tecolote Canyon include shrubs, trees, and cacti. Vegetation common to chaparrals have thick and broad leaves that excel at obtaining and holding moisture. Moisture-conserving leaves are a direct adaptation to droughts that frequently occur in chaparral summers. Plants may also have root adaptations that allow them to conserve water, such as roots that cover a larger area or that are closer to the surface. Chaparrals have adapted to the occasional fire. Dead and dry plant life build up over time, and by the end of their cycle, a mature chaparral forest is highly flammable. The chaparral forest is highly flammable. Naturally occurring fires aren't harmful; they instead support new life. Some plants only germinate after a fire, while others rely on fires to burn dense thickets that cover them. Unlike grassland chaparrals, cannot sustain deep fires. Chaparrals are usually found in between or near grasslands and deserts. Animals in chaparrals tend to be similar to their counterparts in these biomes, but they are better adapted to the intermediate climate unique to chaparrals. Many consider chaparrals biodiversity hotspots for their high species diversity and for their high rate of endemic and usually endangered species. Animals found in chaparrals include rabbits, jackals, bunnies, deer, and some insects like the praying mantis, ladybug, and honeybee. Animals in Tecolote Canyon include birds, owls, the coyotes, and many insects.
I'll take this. So Tecolote Canyon is in very good condition right now. It's a protected area and there haven't been that many fires there. Although there was one recently on April 18th of this year. It was controlled pretty quickly and it burned through about an acre. Fires are a very important part of most biomes as long as they're infrequent, although frequent fires can cause many problems such as habitat loss. Drought also causes many problems for areas because it dries out plants, and dried out plants are better fuel for fires. With many dried out plants in an area, all it takes is one lightning strike or one unlucky human mistake to cause a very large and out of control fire. This is not the park, but this is an example of a fire. And if too many fires occur too quickly in the same location, that area can undergo desertification. How did it skip?
Can you go a slide back?
Yeah,
Sure.
that was my bad.
Double click on that.
Alright, now we'll take time to answer some questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
It didn't seem like you touched on the invasive species problem in this. So, do you have any invasive species that are like causing problems for this canyon, including ice split?
While checking out the canyon, we saw a bunch of boats that were around there, so rattlesnakes were like a big problem around the area while we were investigating Tecolote Canyon.
Under our research, we didn't find anything about any invasive species, and when we talked to some park managers, they didn't give us any information on that. So, yeah.
I can attest to, yeah, there's a lot of invasive species just from people's yards and all that good stuff,
Yeah.
That might be more of a California-wide thing though, because we didn't really find anything specific.
Rattlesnakes were freaking out.
Rattlesnakes are actually native.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, even though they're not fun to deal with.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so you all worked as a team. How did that work? How did you decide who was doing what part of the project, and then how did you decide what went in your final presentation?
So, we all kind of participated in the whole thing all together. Like, we all went to the location and took pictures. We all participated in the research, and one of us made the entire presentation, and the rest of us provided feedback on it and made some corrections. And then after it was completed, we decided who covered which slides and what topics each person would cover.
Great.